um, recap of what we have discussed in yesterday's class, that would be great. No? You don't remember?
Yes, what is the ERP and we are discussing modules.
What do you mean by SAP and what is the SAP stands for? What are the module of SAP and what are the difference between SAP and HCM? And
Right.
yeah,
Introduction
yeah,
to success factor and the different models in the success factor, how it
Correct.
interacts with the employee profile in the
Correct. Absolutely right. Okay. So today what I'm going to show you, or what I'm going to tell you today, is more about um, how do a company, what are the different roles that you play in an organization for success factors? What are the different options you have when you get started with success factors? That is, what are the pre-sales, post-sales? What are the different options you have in success factors? That's what you're going to see more on today. I will also touch base on how do you get started, a little bit information about Employee Central. So, what is Employee Central? You might have had this conversation in your training also, but I want to touch base it from my end so that you are aligned to my thoughts. All right. So, that's what we are going to do today. And tomorrow I'm going to take you through what are the HXM Cloud Ops steps and what are the provisioning steps. Okay, so let's do one thing. Let me just take out let me know once you're able to see my screen. Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. All right. So basically, um, you know what are the workbooks that are present in Employee Central, right? We'll talk about this later. What are the workbooks that we have? Okay. So please start from here. Try to understand from here. Any project will have two segments. Okay, one is pre-sales, one is post-sales. Okay. Uh, do you know about the pre and post sales? Have you already had this conversation in your trainings?
before going to project, we have to give some requirement. And post sale means it is a support project after project.
No, no, not at all. Okay, so glad you called. You were about it so that I can tell you that, okay, to what extent you know and what is the right thing to do. Yes.
Archana, there is lot of disturbance, Archana.
Just a minute then. Just give me a minute. Let me get into a closed room. Give me a minute. What about now?
No, better.
Better?
Yeah.
Okay. Give me another minute. What about now? Much more better?
Archana, the sounds are coming back.
You still have sounds coming in?
Yes, the sounds are coming like vessels.
Just a minute then. Just a minute.
I think it is your side or other side. Archana, please check it. Some people they are not going to unmute.
I will do my best. What about now?
Yeah,
Now it is
fine.
better. Now better.
Right? Okay. All right. All right. So, somebody have said about the pre-sales and post-sales, whatever they know, and unfortunately, that's not the concept. Okay, that's not the concept. So, let me tell you guys. So, see, consider a project, no matter whichever company, any project. I'm not just talking about success factors. Any project will have pre-sales, post-sales. Okay, pre-sales means before even they getting the project. Okay, before even they getting the project. So what do you mean by that is, um suppose you're working for, let's say, Infosys, guys, or if you're working for Infosys, where will Infosys get success factors project? They have to do something, right? So Infosys will have a separate department for success factors sales. So there will be sales guys. Okay. So what is the job of the sales guys? They will, you know, they will get leads from SAP. So SAP have different partnerships. It tags gold partnership, platinum partnership, silver partnership with different organizations. Like for all the MNCs, it gives gold and platinum. For any newcomers, it will give silver, or any other different categories of partnerships. We'll not get into it. All right. So, what will SAP do is SAP will share certain leads of its customers with these partners, implementation partners. Okay. So, let's say Infosys gets some lead from SAP. What will happen is SAP team, somebody from SAP and somebody from Infosys, from the sales department, will go to that particular company. Let's take example. It is going to Mintra.com. Mintra. Okay. So what will happen is Mintra's team will connect with these people, SAP people and the Infosys people. Okay. And that conversation happens in terms of highlighting the landscape. Hey, look, your current landscape is this, and you will have to have, you're using HCM for so and so purpose, you're using this for so and so purpose. Like this, they'll keep talking about the landscape. They'll try to convince the customer for success factors. Okay, customer might have a plan that, okay, let's get rid of all of this process and let's take success factors a cloud platform and try to live with it. Okay, but then they will you know, try to get this lead information, and all of this work is done by the sales team. Okay, so then the partner says, okay, fine, let's we have an RFP, which is a request for a proposal, so in which we have mentioned all our pain points and all our good to have, nice to have, mandatory, definitely needed points. Okay, so we want to get in touch with any of your technical team, and that technical team is nothing but a success factors team. Okay, now the pre-sales person, now the salesperson will get in touch with the practice head of success factors. Will say, hey, we have got a lead and they want to have a call with us. So you need to arrange some technical lead who can talk to them. Now, all you guys are technical leads, or any consultant is a technical lead. All right, for a pre-sales work. Now they will approach you guys. They'll say, okay, Shiva, are you free? Are you? So the practice head job is to understand who can do or who can talk about the product, who he can put into that particular pre-sales job, because he's not talking about one or two, right? Now this is a Mintra client. Somewhere else there's some other client. Somewhere else there's some other client. Somewhere else there are there are international clients. So everybody has to have a role here. So they'll say, okay, Shiva, we have a prospective client, because the client did not confirm that it is going with Infosys. So for that client, SAP would recommend Infosys, TCS, Wipro, whatnot, all the clients. Okay, so whoever wins the race will get the project. All right. So here the practice head nominates Shiva, and Shiva says, okay, fine, let's go talk to them. So that call is called as a discovery call, wherein Shiva will have to ask certain questions to the client to understand their as is process. And Shiva will get into the call, and Shiva is AC consultant. Let's suppose, and then Ashish is RCM consultant. Esther is, let's say, onboarding consultant. Now all these three people are there on the call. So the discussion will start from employee central. So Shiva will start asking, okay, can I know how many employees do you have, and do you have any bifurcations, any blue collars, white collars that you have? So the moment you question this kind of questions, you will get a response, and you're going to note that response to understand, okay, currently they have 50,000 employees, and out of them there are 10,000 blue collars and rest are white collars. And then you will understand that they're spread across 11 countries, so that's 11 country implementation. They'll say that, okay, we're also looking for translations in these languages. So with that, what will happen is you are getting a scope of that work, how difficult or how easy, or how easy that customer is, or how focused that customer is. So you will get all of this kind of information, and you will understand their as is process. And they'll say that, okay, we are now only want to implement recruitment, onboarding, and employee central. In the next phase, we will probably go for PMGM compensation or whatever. So we don't want to talk about those modules at the moment. We only want to talk about the focused modules, and we want this to go live in the next 6-8 months. So can you complete all of this in the 6-8 months? Okay, that kind of discussion is what you guys will eventually put into in the pre-sales part. Okay, so the first discussion is called as the discovery call, where you are understanding the as is process. And they'll say that, okay, hey, currently we have HRA system as our HCM, so we want to get rid of HCM. Then you will say, hey, I would recommend you to still continue your payroll in HCM and get all the other modules into SuccessFactors Cloud. But since it is an established product in payroll, I would not advise you to get rid of it. So still continue with this. Eventually, I'm not talking that right now you're going to get, right after you get your job, you're getting into it. But if you're getting hired into any smaller level of organizations, then after 6 months, maximum by 6 months, you will be put into this kind of discussions. Okay, but if you're getting into a big MNCs, which I will not recommend you to get into any big MNCs right in the beginning of your career, because they will never give you this kind of opportunities unless otherwise. So I will not recommend you to go to any big MNCs at the moment. So go through all of these options. So you have to get through all of these pre-sales, post-sales, and all that. Okay. Now, after that, they'll ask you for a demonstration. Okay, we are good for it. Can you show us that success factor system? Then you should be able to give a demonstration of the system. Let's say for EC only. How will you give a demonstration? So EC is very, very vast. So how will you give a demonstration to the client? You will say, okay, this is a employee login. You will log in as a simple employee. And then you will say, okay, this is the landing page, and this is how the screens will be. And these are the different portals where the data is captured. First is, let's say, personal information. In that you are capturing XYZ, whatever fields that are coming in standard, you will show them. You also tell them, okay, you can give an opportunity for your employees to edit the personal information, and a subsequent workflow will be can be created so that whatever changes are done by the employee can be it goes to an approval for HR, and HR can approve. Okay, and there is a history that gets created, what, etc., etc. All right. And similarly, you will show employee login, then admin login, HR login, manager login. These are important roles for EC, so that you can show them the drivings of these 4 logins. Okay. Then comes is scope of the project. So after these two discussions are done, then your project manager will ask you, because now you are owning that pre-sales part. So they'll ask you, okay, can you tell us what is the scope? Because you are the one who spoke to them, right? So you can only tell them, okay, you will say, okay, as per my discussion, they have core EC, they want to take position management also, they want to take time off also, they don't have global benefits, they don't have timesheets. So you are the one who can tell your manager in written what is there, what is not there. So scope of the project includes four components. What is in scope, what are the assumptions, what are the limitations, what are out of scope. So you will clearly say out of scope means it is not considered at all. You say global benefits is not there, timesheets is not there, which means it is not there. Okay. And in scope, whatever is being discussed, what is required for them is in scope. Okay. And then assumptions, you are assuming as per your discussion that payroll is still going to be in the HCM. Okay, they are going to sunset their existing HRIS system, or currently they are doing it in Excel spreadsheets. So everything should be built in the tool. Sometimes what happens is they are migrating from, say, PeopleSoft to SuccessFactors. Sometimes they do not have anything yet, so they might be doing everything in Excel, and now they want to get onto a system. Okay, so what are the assumptions that they have? Okay, and what are the limitations, that we are only going to consider, they have 11 countries, but we are considering 5 countries within the timelines. He say, no, 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 I need the implementation in 3 months, I can't give you more than that. Okay, no problem, you said 11 countries, no? Within 3 months I'll give you 5 countries, and the 6th to 11th country will be a roll up project after go live. So we will slowly roll it up to the next countries. So that sort of decision is what you have to suggest. You can't take the decision as a consultant, but you can tell, saying to the practice lead, because practice lead will also join the calls most of the times. But then when you discuss with him, this is what you can propose, saying that, okay, so this is how we can accommodate their ask. All right. So that is called as scope of work. Okay. Scope of work. PRD. Let me see if I can show you a scope of work document. Okay, do you see this one? This is one of the scope of work document. Okay, so this is a simple Word document that's shared by the client. So they will just say that, okay, all employees to be managed via talent pool. Okay, this is related to SP and CDP module. So maybe it would not, you might not understand it, but yeah, this way you will get the scope of the work. So customized talent profile to facilitate the talent review meeting discussions. All these to be included in that. Inventory of all the talent and the pool, so all of this is included in it. So I do not have one for employee central right now with me.
Archana, the screens have not changed and it's not showing the Word document you're telling.
Oh, is it okay?
Yeah.
Good, very good. Give me a second, then let me just share my entire screen. Scope of work. So I'll just tell you the scope of work. Just a minute. Huh? I'm yet to show you something. All right, yeah, I got it. Just a minute. This will be a good example for you guys to understand. Do you see this? Business requirement document. So do you see this one?
Yep, can see it now.
Yeah, this is a requirement document. So in my Excel that I'm talking about, this is called as after the discovery call. We ask the client to give a BRD. business requirement document. And they'll give you the as is document right now. So what is if you look at this one, see table of content, introduction, what is the purpose and the scope of the document as per the client. From this scope, we will prepare our own scope from success factors, client partner, benefits, and then performance and goals, compensation, individual development plan, and succession management. These are the modules which are there in scope. Okay, and for each module, they might have given what is the purpose, what is the scope. See, look at the scope. Okay, employee central core, the payroll, performance, succession, compensation, onboarding, integration suite, and this one. Okay, this was there in the scope, and that is again okay. These are the as is. As is means what? The current situation. Okay, so as part of benefits, they have housing, transportation, mobile, vehicle, so whatnot. There's a list of air tickets, how the air tickets are being configured, what the workflows, etc., etc. Okay, what is the all of this is configured as part of your employee central global benefits. Okay, also as part of your pay components. Okay, so then you will discuss, so this is like say business mileage. Okay, and then air tickets, education benefits, furniture allowance, um, personal day off, which is time in attendance, annual leave, time in attendance, working hours, attendance, uniform is just a pay component that you're maintaining, privilege card. So all these are different requirements that is given as part of the requirement gathering document. So you need to spend time with the client, talk about every single pay component. Okay, what it is, how is it given to your employees. So if it's uniform, they'll say as part of their CTC is given for uniform on a daily basis, on a monthly basis. So then it is a pay component for us. So it's one of the master data. So there you will ask, okay, give us the data details, and then we will load it into the system that is used as part of a pay component. So this way you're going to receive the requirements. So they have this business benefit types. Okay, and to be is nothing but what are you offering as part of EC. So in EC you have global benefits as one of the extension, and in that you have insurance, pensions, reimbursement, allowances, etc. And what does the insurance plans that are enrolled, what is open enrollment, etc. Whatever you know as part of EC is what on a topic wise you're going to give it to them. Then comes the fitment analysis. Fitment analysis means whatever points that they have given, are they fitment to the product or not. So all of this work is a part of your pre-sales, that's scope definition. So you're going to define the scope in that way. Then comes the proposal document. So basically proposal is a booklet, guys. Okay, proposal. Okay,
Archana, this business document is given by the client or how it is?
no, business document is given by the client. Okay, technical proposal that you're seeing here is something that you do it yours. I mean, you do it from your side. Okay, so if you look at this one, this is a proposal. Okay, so the proposal is basically a booklet which is generally in the PDF document, and it will have everything, meaning that difference between proposal and scope is proposal is a booklet of 20-30 pages where they will give some kind of testimonial. Suppose I'm talking about Infosys proposal. Okay, so Infosys proposal, they might have 20-30 pages where they'll say, okay, you're talking about FMCG industry, we have already worked for FMCG industry, these are the testimonials for our previous work that we have done. So they're going to highlight all of that, and then they will talk about what are the pre-sales, post-sales, scope documents, see what is the scope, what we have discussed. Okay, what are the modules to be implemented, So in Employee Central, what functions are there? So here, if you look at, there's org structure, the position management, there's dependent management, there's cost distribution, and configure available structures like personal, enterprise, salary, wage types, and jobs, etc. So all this is what you're configuring. Apprentice management. So all of this will be a part of your requirement. RBP, standard events, HR transactions, MDF, MDF object to cover the travel management scenarios. Time off module is there. Employee self-service is there. Manager self-service should be configured. HR services should be configured. Standard integrations with payroll should be done. Reporting, all the standard reports to be configured, and the mobile solution should be configured. This is the requirement. Okay, so whatever you've trained so far, you need to now position yourself. Okay, if this kind of a requirement comes to me when I'm in job, what am I ready to do that, or should I know more to do it? So as a fresher or as a trained consultant, unless you want to put some experience and get into the market, you will be able to do this, because some senior will be handling this one, and they will in the first place teach you as a shadow consultant that, okay boss, this is the requirement. Out of this, these are the ones that you have to do. A to Z, they will ask you only to do it. Okay, but they will make you do it. You will not be doing the front ending. You will be a silent spectator there, but you will keep knowing all the process. Okay, how is he driving all of this requirement? Okay, first, what is he talking about? Then what is he talking about? How is he relating these things? All right, so all of those is what you will know on a real-time basis. Okay, and I'm going to discuss that with one example. Okay, saying that, okay, this is how you are going to have the discussions. All right, like I started showing you the real-time requirement already. Okay, and then comes all the other modules. All of this is a part of your proposal document, and then you will say what is out of scope. Any work to be done in SF modules other than that is listed above is out of scope. Development of ABAP enhancements on SAP S/4HANA is out of scope. Process re-engineering or redesigning activities is out of scope. Any interfaces to third-party systems other than those that are mentioned in the scope are out of scope. Issues related to operating systems, hardware or network support, or physical system maintenance, including managing required environments, is not our scope. SF database administration is performed by SAP SuccessFactors, and hence it is out of scope. Resolving data sources or data quality issues is out of scope. End user training is out of scope. UAT execution is out of scope. So it all depends on what we speak about. They say that, okay, we want the project to be done in next 2 months, then you can't give them a UAT, you can't give them a user training, then we will exclude that. We'll say, boss, we can't give you that. Okay, so you will have to manage it. We will give the solution in 2 months. So it all depends. Okay, it's sort of a to and fro conversation that will happen in here, but you guys are actively involved in all of these, what are excluded, what are out of scope, etc., etc. Are you trying to understand what I'm explaining you guys? So that is called scope of work and proposal of work. In the same proposal, you will also have estimations. Estimations are nothing but commercials, which we are not involved into. I am including we are not involved into. Okay, I almost have 14 plus years of experience in this industry. However, we are not included in the commercials, because commercials comes from finance department. Okay, once all of this is done and you get a green go from the client, then statement of work is released, which is called as SOW, statement of work. Once the statement of work is released, it means that Infosys won Myntra's project. It's done, bingo. Okay, then comes the post sales process. Now the project manager will start the allocation of that project to different people, different consultants. Then let's say now after the pre-sales is completed, the project is now in a position to assign. Guys, are you on with me? Are you understanding what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Sachin.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. All right. Now let's say the project is assigned. EC is assigned to Rakesh. Okay, and RCM is assigned to Samuel, and onboarding is assigned to Kavita. They'll say that okay, there is a new project that is being quoted. Okay, and that new project has these three modules, and the new project is for Mintra, and that is for Dubai. Okay, and all three of you are supposed to travel to Dubai for requirement gathering. Then probably Samuel will say, hey, I have some personal stuff, so I am not okay to travel. So then he backs out, and then your project manager will come consider Imran. So Imran will say, okay, no problem, I can go travel, and he's also an EC consultant. So that's how project keeps shuffling. Okay, they assign to somebody because of different constraints, because of different personal stuff. Somebody would reject to travel, somebody would accept to travel, etc. In that sense, the shift, the candidate who would actually go do that project will be different. So sometimes they say that they will make somebody else to travel and somebody else to do the actual work. Okay, that is onshore offshore model. So it all depends on different people, how do they actually do it. Okay, now just give me 1 minute. Okay, so in that case, the allocation of the project happens after that. So once the allocation of project happened, then let's say Imran is now doing it. The first question as a consultant that you should ask is, can I know what is the scope of the project? Because you did not do the pre-sales. You don't know what the volume of the this one is, right? And you don't know most of the stuff. All right, so you should ask. Then what will happen, they'll send you all these documents, whatever has been discussed, they'll send you all these documents except estimations of course, and the scope of work, proposal, scope document, as is document, all of that will be sent to you. Now you'll go through it, then you will get an understanding, okay, these many countries are implemented, and then in that global benefits are there, then you will highlight to your manager, hey boss, I don't know global benefits, I've never done global benefits. Then he will say, okay, no problem, I'll give you a senior, he will help you and you will be doing the global benefits. He said, oh, I can't take that risk because it's just a 2 months project and I have to deliver a lot of other things also. So global benefits, something probably you'll have to give it to somebody else and I will do the front end. So you will be facing the customer, but somebody else will be doing the requirement configuration, something like that. You have to talk about it. All right. Then comes the preparation. Since they are Dubai based company, Dubai based this one, you will start your preparation. You will try to understand what are the norms and rules, responsibilities, or say policies, procedures for Dubai exclusively for this industry. That's sort of a preparation that you're doing. Why? Because when you go to when you go to countries like UK, USA, or Australia, or Canada, or Uganda, things like that, I mean, different countries like that. Few countries have some norms. Like for say example, UK. If you are working on a UK project, you will have something called as a GDPR issue, General Data Protection Regulation. Okay, so GDPR is one such regulation in UK where even in a test system, you cannot show the actual data of one employee to the other. Let's say you're doing a UAT and you're showing up HR profile, and wherein all her compensation, etc., phone number, email ID is all displayed on the forum where there are 10-15 people sitting. That's a violation. That's an offense for which companies are penalized. How can you show the data, restricted data? Dummy data is okay. But if it's original data, especially in the UAT and all that, you're not supposed to do it. You cannot give the accounts to different testers to test the system with the original data. You can't do that. Okay, that's a absolute violation. They penalize you for around 5 lakhs, pounds or so. It's a huge thing for this one. It did happen to one of our customer from a fresher because he doesn't know about it. So company was penalized. All right, they will not hear about anything. It's your consent have done it. So it's absolute regulation. It's a violation basically. So that kind of things is what you have to understand. As a fresher, okay, what you'll do is you will prepare for everything. Then you have to sit with your senior who have already gone to Dubai. Boss, bro, is there anything that I have to be sure about? Is there anything that I should have some sort of regulations or norms? How will that work? Even though you know it, since you're going to that country for the first time, it's always good to talk to a senior who has gone to the company and share his experience and take those inputs. Okay, how will you talk to the customers? Because you talk in English, obviously, but the way the English is counted for a UK person and a USA person is different. The way you communicate is different, right? So that sort of what do you call inputs is what you have to take. That is a part of your preparation. Next is you have to check whether you're recently certified or not. You do have a recent badge or not. And then you go to Partner Edge, download all the latest data models, latest workbooks, implementation guides, user manuals, test scripts, and all of that, whatnot. Whatever gets there, you have to download it and keep it for yourself. Okay. So workbooks are ready. Your preparation for workshop should be ready. In workshop, what happens is you will open up the workbook, you will open up the sales demo system, you will open up the um, the PPT as well. Okay, all of these things is what you will open up, so that when you're explaining a particular concept to the client, you will take the help of certain flow charts. All that should be pre-developed by you, or it's already there by your seniors. Just take it from them and start using it, and keep more. I mean, keep changing it as per your requirement. Okay, and then the workshop sessions will be completed. You will fill the workbook, you will give a walkthrough of the workbook, also take a sign off that, boss, what you have said, what I understood is captured here as a requirement, and whatever is present in this workbook is what you are going to collect blindly. So whatever is in here, you will get it in your system no matter what. Now if there is any deviation to it, before sign off you have to change it. Okay, so that's why the sign off of a workbook they take some time, because they want to analyze what that is, what you've captured, did you capture it rightly or not, and all of that. Okay. um
Hello, Archana, are you there?
yes, I am. Okay, so that is what you will be doing as part of the post sales activity. Once you get the sign off, this one, once you get the sign off, that's where your implementation process will start. Okay, is this clear, guys? Hope it's not too much of information into your head in one go. Are you aware of this process previously in your trainings? I don't want to capture something which you already know in the interest of time.
Very briefly, actually, Archana, but you detailed it very well. I have one question. In the pre-sales, we say the client is using some other software, which is obviously not SF, and the complications of data transfer and all the taking over from to EC,
Mhm.
the consultant would also capture the details, or would the knowledge should be enough for him, and how would a new person
Very
think of it?
Very good question. So when obviously different clients have different approaches. Suppose if the client is already using some other tool, and they want to migrate obviously all the live data into here. Sometimes we need to also ask some government companies. Some government companies, be it India or any other this one, they'll have some cap. Okay, so, according to the government rules and regulations, a government company should maintain the last 25 years data in the system. 25 years data in the system. So, that is called as a historical load. Okay. So, wherein you as a consultant should load their 25 years data. Somebody might have joined 25 years back, you might have got some promotion sometime, you might have got a transfer sometime. So for one candidate you will have 5 6 events done, and done in his tenure, right from he hired till he retired. He will have couple of events, so all of that has to be captured. So what we usually do, we don't get into all of this mess. Okay, so sometimes we have to, that depends on what your company might have spoken to them, that yes, our consultant will be, doing a part of sanity check, he'll be validating all of that, etc., etc. But purely we are not worried about their data, because we are not the owners of the data, nor we have any idea about what it is. So what simply we do is we share the different templates with them. Okay, basic template, biographical template, personal information template, job history template, employment details template, whatnot. There is a sequence that you'll have to follow, which I'll cover when we go to that topic. There are 6 templates in standard which you will share with the client. You will explain the client. Okay, and you will give a sample in your templates, and you will tell them, boss, please fill this up, give me 10 employee data first, I will load it into the system. If that's successful, then give me the rest, whatever number of data that you have, because for us it is just a load. We are validating it. If it is right, then we are going to load it. Suppose we are getting errors in that, we will again have a call with them, say that, boss, these are the errors that you have, so you have to rectify these errors in this way. Again, we will pass that ball to their court, and they are going to fix those errors with the data corrections and give that data back to us. This is called as a mini project in Success Factors. Data load is a mini project in Success Factors, because in my experience we have loaded 78,000 data into the system. 78,000 data. It took us easily 6 months, because there's a lot of, because they don't have the data in the format that we want. Okay, they might have made some fields as mandatory, and that data they do not have. So if mandatory data is not there, then system will not accept. So in then we may have to do some kind of corrections to the pick list. We also have to add an NA into it, so that it is not applicable, and then we choose that option into the template. So it's a lot of work that happens around it. All right. So yes, very good question to ask. And in the success factors process, then you're going to highlight to your manager saying that, boss, they are saying they have 78,000 of data, and they need a 25 years of historical data, and that's not highlighted in any of your scope document. Because usually what happens, if it's not highlighted in the scope document, we only load the live data. If currently they have 100 employees, we only load the 100 employees. We are not responsible for the historical load. Understood?
Yeah. And Archana, like if the software that the company is running on, which would become a legacy one in the future, right, after SF takes over, the
Correct.
consultant who's having the pre-sale discussion, will he require to have the knowledge of, say, it's people, you said that
People's.
the people
Mhm.
soft, right? So should he have the knowledge of other systems so that he can actually compare it and how mandatory it is?
Not really, But over the time, like say for example, I have done around 40 plus implementation. So now if somebody says that okay, we have PeopleSoft, I already saw how the PeopleSoft system looks like, and I can talk easily about what are the pros and cons of it, what is the difference between it. So all of this will come to you with experience, guys, because in the beginning of the career, what we do for our, for our reference is we say that okay, can you show us your system? How is it currently working? Okay, then they'll show you that system, they'll show you the PeopleSoft system. Sometimes we also ask the credentials of it so that we can go through it. Okay, what are the workflows that are given there, how is that process running, how a hiring happens there, what data is captured there. So some clients will give you that, some clients do not entertain it. They say no, you don't worry about whatever is our past tools are, we want to get rid of it, so we don't want to show you that. We want you to develop our system in a fresh mind, what success factors can give us. Some people will be very very upfront, some people will still give you that access, will still make you understand what was their past process, etc. So in that course of time, although it's not a mandate that you should know PeopleSoft, you should know PeopleStrong, or you should know Oracle HRMS, because how many will you know? There are so many local HR tools on a country base. I'm saying about. So there are HR Soft, there is SQL. There's so many other tools that are there. We cannot know all of those tools, right? So it's okay. We don't have to worry about what was their past process. We have to worry about how do they can come to success factors, adopt success factors. Sometimes what some critical people keep doing, are the previous one was very good, man. This is so complicated. They'll have this implemented, their management has decided to take success factors. That fellow as an end user will start giving you success factors requirement, will start seeing the system, and then he will start commenting because he's free. He knows that he has to obey to his management, he has to live with success factors. Then unnecessary aware this product is waste, I told my management, still they're taking it. You have to be patient enough to deal with all this kind of people, especially when you're doing government projects. You will see a vast experience that I'm telling you for Indian clients. All right. So this is all a part of your job. You do not have to know everything. Nobody can know everything, and that's not mandatory a part of your job. Sometimes you get the opportunity to know it, which is good for you. Okay, so that for the next client, you will say, if somebody is talking like this, you say, boss, I already saw that previous system. That's ridiculous. Success factors is much more far advanced to it. You will know it when you experience. That sentences you can say when you might have saw the previous one, and today you don't have to worry about. Let's say your client is saying that we are using PeopleStrong. Google it, PeopleStrong end to end, retire to hire. You will get a video on it, you will know what is the process. Damn, the other person give it or doesn't give it doesn't even matter to you. You know what is the system is. Then you can also talk about, I know I know how the hiring happens in this, but in success factor that's far more advantageous. So all of us do that. If there is anything new software that we are hearing about, we go Google about it, we go look at the YouTubes for different videos and all. We try to get their process, and then once you talk about their process, you're gaining the confidence of that person. So now they feel that we are on a safe hands. Okay, there are people sometimes who cannot speak, who cannot talk, who are not open up, who cannot give this much of technical. They say that okay, can we have any other consultant please? In my career, we also saw different junior consultants facing this. They do ask for a senior, they do ask for a replacement of the candidate. So they do, because they want their, because they are using the system that you build for the rest of their company management. Whatever systems that you guys are building, the company is using it, and they are not just for 2-3 years, they're using it for years together down the line. So they definitely want to be on the safe zone. So they feel that okay, maybe she doesn't know all of them, maybe he is not able to tell me all the insights, because what you speak is what you are. Nobody will see what is your experience, etc. What you tell, if you say that you have 1 year of experience and you're giving a delivery of 4 years of experience, you're immediately shifted to a 4 years consultant. That's how today's world is. Experience matters, but just as a number. Technically, if you're strong, go ahead even with whatever experience that you have, demand for whatever you want. That's how the industry is right now. All right. So that's about it for today.
Yep.
Okay. And we will go through the rest of the process tomorrow, and hope you're understanding and in line with from the scratch. Guys, what I'm trying to take you through is from the scratch. All right.
Archana, tomorrow is Saturday. You have class or don't have class?
Very good. Good question. Tomorrow you don't have a class. We're going to meet back on Saturday. Oh, sorry. We're going to meet back on Monday. I'm so sorry.
Okay.
All right.
Everything is once you've done the business report, all the things, it will come by just like you are telling that you are giving us some template and they fill it up, and
Mhm.
it will be come out after the business proposal or scope of work, or how it is when you give the templates.
I didn't understand that.
You tell us, suppose to gathering data, we have to give some template like the biographical job information and events, all of the templates you are giving. When the template is given, on which
Mhm.
stage of work?
At what stage the template is given, isn't it?
Yes, yes, yes.
Huh. The template, that's again a very good question. This is an interview question, by the way. Somebody who have asked it, okay? So you will give the templates after your configurations is completed, meaning after your iterations are completed, you will not have any more changes to the field level requirements, that you have to add more fields, you have to make some field mandatory, you have to shift that field from one portlet to another portlet, you have to default that data, etc., etc. All of that kind of requirements might come to an end at the end of your iterations. So after the iterations are completed, then you will download the latest template and give it to them. Let's say you've
Not,
given a template.
yes,
After that, your client says, I want 5 more fields to be added. Your template will not have that 5 fields.
yes, yes.
And they will say that, okay, these 5 fields should be mandatory. There is a mismatch between your configurations and the template. End of the day, you will be questioned, boss, your templates and your system are not working. Right? So you will only give the templates after all the configurations are locked and completed in the system.
Means it will be after the kickoff meeting or when the stage? I'm asking this one. After the work.
That will be after iteration stage. After iterations, meaning in your dev system, the entire
Yes, yes,
requirement is completed,
yes.
the build is completed. So
Okay,
the next phase will be moving those configurations from dev to test system. At that phase,
correct.
you will give them the templates.
Okay. No,
Okay.
one more question people ask me. Suppose while gathering the information, how are the what are the employee strength you have? What are the employees? For that also, you're giving some template to gathering the work.
No, not really. But today, some companies have started using a protocol that even if Ashish is doing it, or Esther is doing it, or Praneeth is doing it, it should be the same. So there are some discovery standard questions they will put it in an Excel on a module wise, and they'll say, okay, Esther, you ask these questions. Whatever client is answering, please enter here. Okay, the same thing with Ashish, same thing with Srinivas, same thing with Jana. So like this, everybody will have to follow the same protocol. So there are some companies today doing that.
Oh, thank you.
All right. Okay, guys, thanks for now, and we'll meet back on Monday. Do not forget whatever we are discussing. I will try to share this Excel with you after I complete this whole piece of work, and then you can use this for your reference for future purpose. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Archana.
Archana.